Comes right out of the way. Oh, this is great to have her with us. I want to tell you guys a little bit about her background. Nurse Doughty Nurse Noah has been a nurse now for 5 years, largely in the ICU. But what's been really extraordinary about her story is that she actually graduated with her BSN and then went on to fail her NCLEX. Not once, but twice. And during the time that she failed her NCLEX, she still was so motivated to become a nurse that she went and she took a job with her BSN as a stocking assistant in a hospital. She was then promoted to a CNA as a BSN to work on the floor as that. And after a year and a half, when she finally sat for her boards for the third time, she went on to pass. You're going to recognize that it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish in life. And the truth is that wherever we think the odds are stacked against us, the truth is that you have the will and you're going to find a way to make it happen. So as you listen to her story, you're going to hear what she has done in the world of nursing, from going on to failing the NCLEX to leading one of the largest social media brands in the world of nursing. You guys will be inspired not by only her experiences as a travel nurse that she does currently full-time, but also to the resiliency that basically establishes herself. So please welcome her.
Hi guys, I'm Nurse Mo, or Monique Doughty, but I would prefer if you call me Nurse Mo. And the only reason that I'm here today is because of my massive cult following on social media. So let's keep it pretty authentic and start the day with a selfie. Is that okay with everybody? So, this is a fun conference. It's not boring academic stuff. So let's start the day off with a selfie. So on the count of 3, all right, I need you all to just scream, yay, because we're not at work, we're not working right now, we're not turning, we're not cleaning, we're not bathing, we're not doing assessments. So on the count of 3, I need you guys to all yell, yay. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Yay, awesome. All right, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and we'll keep it pretty informal. So my name's Monique Doughty, but you guys can call me Nurse Mo. I'm a critical care traveling nurse. I currently work with Emerald Healthcare, and they're here today holding me down, which is fabulous. I became a travel nurse because I was working in Georgia, and I was tired of not being able to have any money after I paid my bills. And, I was living outside of my means. I was stressed out, and I just really didn't know how I was going to afford the lifestyle that I like to have. So that's part of the reason I became a travel nurse. And my goal was to move to the West Coast, okay? Because I heard that California was nurse heaven, and I was absolutely tired of being tripled in the ICU every single day. And, I'm not a very large woman, and I'm not a very strong woman. So I was tired of turning 200, 300, 400, 500-pound patients manually with another nurse sitting at the computer charting, because she absolutely had to, So when I started travel nursing, my whole world opened up, okay? I always had the dream of public speaking and motivational speaking, and I always wanted to be a lady boss, I always wanted to be a woman entrepreneur, or just an entrepreneur, I always wanted to inspire other people. So now I actually have the time and the energy to do this. So I started my brand, The Resilient Nurse, in 2013. And basically my goal was to let people know that you're going to fail a test, you're going to make a med error, something's going to happen in your career that sucks, you're going to cry in your car, your preceptor's going to eat you alive, but it's going to be okay. It's totally going to be okay. You're going to live through it. So I started my brand and website, theresilientnurse.com, and The Resilient Nurse, because I wanted to let people know that resiliency is way better than having a perfect life, because who has a perfect life? So I wanted to let nurses know, if you fail your NCLEX, it's okay. If you have these issues, it's okay. So I started my brand and website mainly through social media, and now I am inspiring women all over the world. I get to talk to you guys. They flew me here. Like, what's up with that? So they brought me here to speak to you guys today. So I have the honor and privilege of speaking to people all over different social channels and letting them know the best thing ever. It's going to be okay, because it really is. So I'm a big advocate for self-care, because I feel like nurses, we lack that. So I'm actually on my 5th week of vacation. Yeah. So I traveled through Southeast Asia completely solo. People thought I was like a crazy woman for that, but like DC is dangerous too, so like it's not that bad. So I traveled through Southeast Asia completely solo, and my trip was completely about self-care. People were asking me, am I gonna blog about it? Am I gonna talk about it? Maybe, but it was for me. It was for me to reset. It was for me to, reevaluate my life, because the moment that I came up with my brand was when I actually had the opportunity to sit still. And we don't really get that as nurses that much. So I traveled through Southeast Asia, and I got a massage every day, because it was like $15. Like, I got hot stone massages every day. So I actually participate in a little too much self-care sometimes, but I think that it's good that we realize that we care for other people all the time, and it is imperative that we care for ourselves. So I began ICU nursing in 2011, and I worked at the #1 level trauma center in Atlanta. And I was a 23-year-old woman bagging up bodies on a daily basis. So it was draining mentally, but I love being a nurse. I still love being a nurse. There's something thrilling about being an ICU nurse in particular, that I'm working with patients at their sickest point, and they get to wake up at some point, and I get to tell them they can breathe without the ventilator. I get to titrate down the drips. I get to move IV pumps out the room. I get to untangle lines, man. If you're an ICU nurse and you have OCD, you understand. Anybody an ICU nurse? Yes, girl. So when my lines are all tangled up, it's like, I love it, because I get to fix it. But scratch that, I love being an ICU nurse, because I really get to care for people, and I get to personalize my care. I enjoy bath time, like I do. Like, I really like it, because I get to get them clean and pretty, and my sheets perfect. So I really love being an ICU nurse, and I started my career as an ICU nurse at Grady Memorial Hospital, high-level 1 trauma center, and I was busy. But what led me to the ICU was working renal telemetry on the East Coast, having a 1 nurse to 8 patient ratio. I was passing out Doughty, and of course, the Benadryl and the Zofran cocktail together to keep customers happy. Customers, that's what we call them. Because we wanted to make sure they had a good patient satisfaction survey. So I said, you know what, no, I'm gonna go and work at a high acuity level 1 trauma center. And guess what, I got my butt kicked. My preceptor was eating me alive. She asked me if I was stupid 3 times. I cried in my car every day, and I felt like I should go through this. I was the prime example of nurse bullying. And I felt like I should go through this, because it was kind of the haste of the process, and needless to say, my experience in the ICU there was amazing. I learned so much. I feel like at this point I can save your life with a syringe and a piece of tape. But, I learned so much, but it was unnecessary to be treated that way. So what was my breaking point that told me that, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to turn 300 count patients. I don't want to have 2 patients on CRT, and when that CRT stops for 5 minutes, I get tripled with the 3rd patient. What led me to this point, to just be done with it? In 2013, there was a Georgia ice storm, okay? There was an ice storm in Georgia, and Georgia doesn't get much ice, guys. They don't get much snow. It doesn't really get past 40 degrees there. So I came into work being the good nurse that I am, it took me 2 hours to get there in an ice storm, and I got there, and my manager asked me, why are you late? And I said, okay, it's because it's a freaking ice storm, And my mindset at the time was like, nobody wants to work up in here anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a an hour. So I don't want to work in here anyway. But no, of course, I was like, well, you know, it's snow on the ground and Georgia doesn't get snow. So at the beginning of my shift, I was told that I was reminded of the Georgia patient safety laws, and that if I left during my shift, that it was considered patient abandonment. So after working 24 hours straight, I was told all I can take is a 4-hour nap. So on my third patient admit, because we did 3 patients in the ICU, they're very sick, very large people. Because it's Georgia, you know, Waffle House, amazing. Is there a Waffle House here? Oh, but anyway, you know, we get 3 patients. On my third admit, I admitted a 350-pound man with cellulitis, got him in the bed. It was my third admit. I was 25 hours into my shift, and I wasn't allowed to take a nap because we didn't have the coverage. My patient self-extubated. And in the middle of coding a 350-pound man as a 90-pound girl, you know, chest compressions at the time, because I didn't have time to have a snack when I worked there. So my charge nurse comes in and she asks me, why was he not restrained in the middle of the code? I had a psychological break. 24 hours into my shift, I had a psychological break. And I realized that it was time to start something new. I decided to take my talents elsewhere, and I left that job on very good terms, and I'm very happy I worked there because, I mean, I learned so much. But I got fed up with it, you know, and I decided to start travel nursing. So since I started travel nursing, I tripled my income. Tripled, yeah. And I get to do fabulous things like this, like take 6 weeks off and frolic through Southeast Asia, and I go to Dominican Republic right after I come here and speak to you guys. Like, I actually have time for that. I created a whole brand of merchandise. She's actually wearing my shirt, guys. Look at that. How cool is that? Like, I get to create amazing things that I just want to create now because I have the time and the energy to do it, and I love my life. Like, I really like being a nurse still. It's really awesome. So I get to California, right? I've worked in Las Vegas. I worked in, you know, that was fun because I was 25. I worked in Las Vegas. But, you know, I worked in Las Vegas. I worked in other states. I worked in Denver. I worked in some other states. I worked in Georgia, you know, places like that. But when I got to California, I was like, oh man, this is nurse heaven. 2 patients in the ICU. The beauty of knowing that you are completely maxed out and you can do your job with a lot more ease. And what I noticed was, you know, we get naps. Like, literally, there will be cots. I worked at UCSF, and at night shift, I got a half an hour to eat, and then I got an hour and a half to sleep with spa music set up, and cots. But, okay, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, I like that job with the golden handcuffs. I'm so sad I had to leave. It was the best. Like, these are the type of working conditions. Every hospital is not like this, but you always get a half an hour break. You know, I have a resource nurse, things like that. So most of the facilities I literally have a nurse when I go on break. I don't have to be like, okay, let me peek out the window. I can enjoy my sandwich in peace, and it's awesome. Sometimes I take my shoes off, and I leave work not feeling like I've been beaten up. I feel a lot better. So what's the difference between what's going on here, southern states, California? What's the difference between these states? Okay, number one, they have a union. All right, that's first of all. I don't have a union, okay? But I'm still treated exactly the same. But what's the difference? Some of these hospitals are not unionized. They're safe patient laws, but some of these hospitals are not union. So what's the difference? These nurses advocate for themselves. They're not just accepting anything. I wish my manager was there that in a snowstorm to tell a California nurse that she was going to work 30 hours straight. She would have wrote the board of nursing, this person. I mean, the president would have been there. Like, we make a big deal. If you get a patient assignment that is not safe, we advocate because it's so important that we take a stand for things that are unsafe and disrespect our licenses. So, you know, I have a large platform, so now I have a responsibility to the medical community. But everybody in here doesn't have a large platform, and that's totally okay, but we all have a voice. We all completely have a voice. So we all can take a stand together, advocating for ourselves, and it starts in the workplace. To stop treating patients like customers, to stop taking unfair patient assignments. You might lose your job, but guess what? You're an RN. And one thing about RN, as long as you don't get a DUI or a felony, you'll get a job anywhere. You'll be gainfully employed for the rest of your life. So take a stand, don't disrespect your license, and then the most important thing is self-care. Self-care. Because if you have a psychological break like me, that's embarrassing. Like I had a huge psychological break, in the ICU because I wasn't caring for myself. I was 90 pounds. I had 3 UTIs in 1 year from holding my urine.
Oh, yes.
It was horrible. So you need to self-care. So I hope you guys enjoyed my speech, and I hope you're putting your oxygen mask on first. And, caring for yourself before going out and caring for the rest of the world. I'm Nurse Mo, and I hope you visit my brand. My website